Don't mind my animated son in the background. What up? It's your girl, Vanshay, aka Melanated Dope. Come on in the room. Let me turn the volume down on this before we get that feedback going. But then again, I'd rather turn Instagram down once you come on. How it's going? Okay, there we go. Media. So yeah, whenever you get a chance, Devin, are you gonna do both, or you just gonna stay on what you call this StreamYard?
I'm just stay on here.
You gonna stay on here? Okay,
Hmm.
that's cool. They'll just have to hear your voice on Instagram. All right, so yeah, it's Spirit Chat Soul Sessions. This is my offering. This is my spiritual life coach offering. You know what I'm saying? This is both practical and magical ways of healing. I know I probably look cross-eyed. I be trying to, I don't know. But anyway, y'all see the nails is going, so y'all prepare to be sick of me. So y'all might see a lot of hand movements today. But anyway, so yeah, so today's soul session, this um we're gonna be talking about the mother wound because it is Mother's Day and it really started yesterday. Where I was, everybody, it just seems like everybody's so down for one reason or the other. Maybe you have an estranged relationship with your mother, um, and or maybe your mother's on the other side and you are grieving that loss. Okay, so yeah, we just finna, you know what I'm saying, talk about the mother wound and ways to heal. I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna talk about using the goddess Sekhmet sun disc ritual that we did Friday, where we took the sun and we wrote an affirming statement in the middle. Okay, and it looked a little something like this. You write your statement in the middle, and then you write the affirmations that support said statement. As you can see, I'm missing some. There we go. I'm missing some, but yeah, that's one of them. I did three. I've drawn three of them because I wanted to do more affirming statements today. So I went ahead and drew out my circles. Anyway, so yep, there's that. So if you are joining me live on Facebook and YouTube, then you will see this lovely, beautiful being, Devin, okay, whose pronouns are they, them, and that bitch. And we respect pronouns here, okay? So if you get in my comments not respecting pronouns, I will block you. No, not I won't block you for real, but I will correct you. Lovingly, of course. Yay! Welcome, Devin.
Thank you.
So yeah,
Mm.
what a harmony. If you would like, I hope you guys can hear Devin, but if you would like to see us, then come on over to YouTube or Facebook. If you go to YouTube, Melanated's Reflections, links in the bio of Instagram. Okay, okay.
Mhm.
So, so yeah, Devin is my good juju sis. Okay, we met via the proverbial experience with the incomparable Lavon Briggs. We love her over here. So yeah, and I just wanted I be wanting people to come live with me. Okay, especially people in the hoodoo community have who have been and or are working, like presently working. You know what I'm saying? Fixing our shit. You know what I'm saying? And Devin is that girl. When I say I go to Devin for things, I go to this my person. Devin be helping me. So, it's only right, I feel, that they join me on today's live. Okay. So without further ado, we're gonna talk about I'm just gonna start off with a very brief little background of my journey in healing my mother wounds. Okay. So if you don't know, 7 years ago, my mother transitioned March 7th of 2017. And I believe everything comes I believe y'all know I'm a numbers girl, right? So looking back, it has taken me about 7 years since my mother's transition to get to a place where I just fully understand what she was going through. This morning I made the statement that I am a spiritual being having a human experience in this world, but not of this world. But the problem with a lot of people is they are not only in this world, but they are really stuck on keeping up with the Joneses, societal standards, so on and so forth. And so I recognize that within my mom along, you know what I'm saying? She was one of those that like to keep up a certain facade, if you will. You know what I mean? Where, she's a strong black woman. She could hold the house down. She didn't need no help, even though she was married. So my mom had her first aneurysm in 1998, I think, because I was like eighth grade, somewhere around there. Then the second one in 2017 is the one that took her out. Had she, and I give my mom grace, but had she learned her lesson in 1998, I feel like she would still be here. You know what I'm saying? My mom lacked boundaries. Um she lacked boundaries with her grown children, me and my siblings. Well, two of my siblings were still kind of kids, but me and the other one, we were grown. Um it was just like, I don't know. Just like I said, growing up, it was my mother was a provider. She did that, but she was not a provider of emotional support. You know what I'm saying? Like, after we got a certain age, there was no more hugs and kisses. We didn't just, you know what I'm saying, that physical mothering, we didn't get that. And then if we made a mistake, oh my god, it was the end of the world. Like, it was, you know what I'm saying, like we just could not bounce back from something or whatever. So over these past 7 years, I realized that I had, in order to heal my mother wounds, I had to do it from beyond the grave with my mom and my grandma, because my grandma went 2 years after my mom. And it was like, well, you gotta listen to me. You know what I mean? Because you on the other side. What else you got to do over there? But listen to me and we fix this shit. So over these last 7 years, that's exactly what I've been doing. It wasn't until recently, um, I was already at the point where I was giving grace to my dead folks. You know what I'm saying? Because I understood that they were raised by somebody who was raised by somebody who was raised by somebody. But what I didn't think about was the possible um mental illnesses that my mother could have been experiencing. Because we know that in the Black community, we don't talk about that. So shout out to Iya. What's her name? Iya Losha. I'm gonna get her Yoruba name down, but it's got to be Oshun. Earlier on Facebook, I shared, what up, boo? How are you doing, Faith? Um, Earlier I shared a just some affirmations and some words of encouragement for any individual that is dealing with their mother wound. Expect, and I know it's highlighted today because it's Mother's Day. You know what I'm saying? So, for those of you, when you get a chance, go check that thread. I was just very affirming words, but also in there, I thank God to be Oshun for that live she did a little while ago, because she said she had posted something very controversial, and a lot of people got in their feelings. But the statement that she made was your mother mean, or was she unsupported? Was she tired? Was she stressed out? And I had to sit back and be like, yes, she was. Even like when my mom, like I'll be 39 this year. So when my mom transitioned, I was 31. So technically I was grown in number, but I was not grown in maturity. Okay. And I can admit that now because again, like life is healing, growth, all this shit, learning, knowledge. This shit is not linear. You know what I'm saying? There's not a certain date, a certain time, a certain age to have this shit down pat. You will find yourself throughout your life always shedding and learning and releasing and building, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? So give yourself grace. You could again, because I had to learn that I didn't know everything. I was not given all of the tools of the trade, and it took me some whole years. It took me 7 whole years to get this together. Okay, so yeah. So with that being said, I had to become the parent that I needed. That was how I healed my mother wound. I started being a better parent. About 5 years ago, I made the statement to myself and to my oldest that you getting a different mama. I'm not the cycles that I had to watch, that I had to go through with my mom. They stopped now, and now mind you, Kaya was like 13 when I had Baz. So you know what I'm saying? She had to own me for so very long. So it has been a very tumultuous transition. Is that the right word? Yeah, it's been rocky. Um in trying to get the old me out of her. Shit. Don't have no kids. Okay, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I didn't break her overnight, you know what I'm saying? I didn't. So it is. I have to give grace there. It may take me another 2 more years to get it through to her, since it seems like things take about 7 years for me, right? Um, but yeah, I had to be the change in which I wish to see. I started reparenting my inner child, and then it started to materialize in the way that I was parenting my daughter. Okay, and that began my journey of healing my mother wound. Okay. Um, let's talk about what a mother wound is. So Bethany Webster, and I'm pretty sure that's a white lady, seems to be the person that coined the term. So she refers to the mother wound as the pain and unresolved issues that arise from the complex dynamics between mothers and daughters. However, we know that it is not just daughters that experience the mother wound. Okay, sons do too. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said individuals. Okay, that's why we're rewording this definition to say between mothers and their children, because it just shows up differently in all of us. Like in women, in daughters or girls, um, the mother wound may show up as inability to have female companionships, a sister circle and girlfriends. I see all too, what up, Braveheart? I see all too often women on my timeline saying, I just like to hang with men. I can't get with these women. They too this and they too that. However, I'm always going to repeat this and tell y'all that like will always attract like. And so if you are having a hard time finding good women, good people to be around, period, then that means, what up, y'all? That means that it's you. You're the common denominator in all of your relationships. You understand me? So if you can't find some homegirls to hang with, baby, now you gotta look at the inside. And nine times out of 10, it has something to do with your relationship with your mother, because your relationship with your mother is your first taste of what female companionship looks like. You know what I'm saying? Then if you have sisters and female cousins, But and then I tell this, before I ever knew that there was a God, I knew that there was a Wanda. You know what I'm saying? Before I ever knew friendships with other little girls and kids, I had a friendship with my mom, right? However, as I stated, it was more of a, there was no, once I got a certain age as like a teenager, there was no emotional connection there. So yeah, in men, and again, gender flu, it doesn't matter, but 9 times out of 10 in cisgendered heterosexual men, it shows up as you can't keep a woman, you don't trust women, you feel like women have a certain, position in your life, so on and so forth. The mother wound can show up in so many different ways, but at the end of the day, it is a wound that is caused by unhealthy, unstable relationships with the mother. Okay? So, some ways that we can combat this. And what was really funny was I just asked Spirit, first of all, sometimes y'all, I need a little reassurance. So I was like, oh, are y'all happy with me? And the ancestors pray card came out. So that was a definite yes. And they was like, yes, we here with you. But I just asked for like specifically what messages. And let me, if my memory serves me correct, I had I had the eight of spade, which is the community card. Then I had the 10 of spade. Oh, excuse me, I'm spitting, which is the card of transitions. And then I had, there they both go. And then I had the 10 of hearts, which is the family card. Okay, before I even, so this was just me getting prepared for this live. And I was like, Spirit, what's the message that you want me to drive home um about this, what I'm saying, the mother wound. And the first card that had popped out was the card, the eight of spades, the card of community. And everything came straight up and down. So right now, Spirit is saying you are seeking the people. Okay. That's first and foremost is self-awareness, right? So you know that you have an issue. And as I stated, and I may not have said it out loud, but in my mind, I know I said this to myself. Um I said this about my daughter. You didn't get broken overnight. So it's gonna, and it wasn't just one person, you know what I'm saying? It has been society, it has been just a lot of things on you, okay, that has been negative. So I'm saying all that to say this: it's going to take a community. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to find your people to help heal you. As I said, women, you need a sister circle. Fellas, you need a brotherhood. Okay, we need people. And so Spirit is saying the time is now 10. 10 is the number of completion. It's over with. Okay, it's time to move on in your journey to healing your mother wound and just healing all together. So Spirit is saying to us that it's time to take a trip. Okay, that's why that ship card is here. It's time to move forward. What's the I'm hearing? Anchors away, right? So you're no longer the anchor being, you can no longer use your mama as a crutch because you grown now. And no matter the number of grown, whether you're 18 or 58, you get what I'm saying? Like, now that you know the way that you came up is not right, it's time to move on and build your own family. Okay, the table card says that now it's time, that now that you have built the table meaning a good foundation. Okay, a table meaning a place to have people at. Now it's time to choose your chosen family, because family is not about DNA. So getting back to community. Okay, who do you want to break bread with? If this was the last supper, my nigga, who's gonna be there? You know what I'm saying? And ain't no Judases. This is people who fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Who you want at your table? So that's what Spirit wanted me to drive home, is that the time is now to take all that you have learned, all the things that you know now that you don't want to do in your relationships moving forward. Okay. Get with community. Okay. Give yourself some compassion, forgiveness. That's grace. Grace and mercy will take you a long way. Okay. But most importantly, seek help. Okay. It's too many of us out here in the spiritual community letting the people know that you don't have to carry, you don't have to be a bag lady. You ain't got to carry this baggage. It's not for you to hold on to. Okay? So yeah, that was I'm just stuttering. But yeah, that was the message at the top. You know what I'm saying, when I was um trying to seek guidance from Spirit on what exactly to talk about today. And I love that because y'all know tens reduced down to one. One being new beginnings. Okay, it's a new you. It's a better you in so many ways. A couple of really good books that have helped me in coming to myself. This one right here by Levon Briggs called Sensual Faith. Okay, The Art of Coming Home to Your Body. I had to make sure I could see that. I'm sorry. So as you can see, it's tattered. Okay, because I've read it. This book really has helped. Um, it's another book, and I can't find it. But All the Black Girls Are Activists by Ebony Janice. Okay, but these are I center I in my healing journey over the last 7 years, I have centered Black women. Period. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to find a Black woman therapist, and that's my fault because I haven't looked hard enough. But when it came to the spiritual community, it had to be a Black woman because you know what I'm saying. Black women are they're who gonna save us. It's just a proven fact. Okay, so my healing journey has been centered um around seeking the love of other Black women that I just could not get at home. Okay. I hope I ain't been talking in circles, and I pray that you guys will follow me because I'd be so scared that I just be going off in tangents. Okay. And people be like, what the fuck is she talking about? So, as I stated, welcome back, Devin. We're going to talk about, right now, I'm going to talk about the practical ways. You know what I'm saying? Practical being things that we can practice. Things that, you know what I'm saying, things that we could do. And then we're going to talk about magical. So the first thing I want to talk about is that the sunrise disc ritual that we talked about last Sunday. And I went over it again this past Friday. And I was like, oh, well, I'm going to do it again this Sunday. Because it's just like, I really like to write. Okay. Writing has been very healing. So for this, you're just gonna need a piece of paper and a pen. Okay. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna draw a circle like the sun in the center of the paper. Then you're gonna draw the rays. I haven't drawn the rays. I'll do this side. So you see right here, um, I got on here my beautiful town home in Macon, Georgia. Let me make sure. Look, I hope y'all didn't see that because that do have all my information on it. But let me cover that up. But anyway, don't become stalkers. I'm just kidding. So anyway, this is me affirming the move that I'm about to make because me and the kids are moving back to Georgia. Okay, so I put my beautiful town home, so on and so forth. But today, I am affirming that I don't know what I want to affirm. I am healed and healing my mother wound. Okay, I am healed I have healed and am healing the mother wound. Because let me tell you something, the healing shit is not linear. You know what I'm saying? I say that a lot, but it's not just one straight thing. It's you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be twisted turns. Sometimes you're gonna have to come back and reevaluate. But for the most part, like I'm so proud of me. So my affirming statement today is I have healed. Y'all hear my son? Man, that has be getting it. I am healed and healing my mother wound. Okay, so on my sun rays, right? They're not gonna be as neat as the other one. The other one I did some tracing of something. But on my sun rays, I'm just gonna write affirming statements. Okay, and I got a couple of journal prompts that I found on the internet that I want to say too. But like I said, I really like this sun disc ritual because I like anything that writes. So like I said, I have healed and am healed, and I have healed and am healing or are healing. Is that the right? Y'all help me with my English today,
And
cause
heal
I
and healing
and healing
and am healing.
and am healing. Okay, thank you. Cause I was finna put is, cause you know I'm from the country. God know what I'm talking about. God speaks Ebonics. God damn it.
And is.
It do. Oh yeah. So for everybody over on IG, my good sis Devin has joined me over on YouTube, Facebook. If you would like to see uh us, then come on over to YouTube or Facebook. Links in the bio. Or just listen. Devin is a very skilled hoodoo. Devin is who I go to when I can't figure something out. Okay. And 9 times out of 10, Devin gonna be like, girl, sit down and talk to your ancestors. I'm so sick of him. Them, I'm sorry, babe. I'm so sick of them telling me to go sit down and talk to my ancestors cause why they gotta be so cryptic? What Lafayette said, why y'all gotta be so cryptic? It ain't cute. I'm like that 24/7. Cause I'd be like, just lay it out for me, y'all. Just tell I need layman's term. Just be like, if Johnny had 5 apples.
Lies. Lies. Because I've seen what happened when y'all get that and y'all still be stressed. Y'all really
Yeah,
be like,
it really do still be. Yes,
three? Is it
yes,
three?
Renee. But yeah,
That's what you
so one of my affirming so one of my affirming statements for I have healed and am healing my mother wound is I am a better parent. Well, I am a better mother because I have healed. Another statement is I understand my mother and I understand my foremothers better. Okay. But she does me like that, LOL. So yes, do her like that. I do. And be mad as fuck when other people do me like that. Cause why? But I do be understanding. Jockey, you have to get off in my comments. You did not have to get down on me, okay? But you know it's from a place of love, because I love you. But also like, do you really learn the lesson if you're spoon fed it? You
Mhm.
don't. Like, hey my good sis, you don't learn a lesson when it's spoon fed, when it's given to you. When you gotta work for something, you do appreciate it more. And that's the biggest lesson I've learned on this healing. Okay. Every work faith without work is dead. If you're gonna worry about it, then don't pray about it. But if you're gonna pray about it, then you can't worry about it. And I need people.
I'm trying to go on a
I need
tangent,
right.
but like
Say what, boo?
I'm trying to go on a tangent, but like two is in the like the proof is in the process. Like they're are things that we learn by working through the problem, by working through the situation. And sometimes they are obvious to us, or sometimes they are noticeable, and sometimes they aren't. Sometimes we make shifts and adjustments naturally that we don't even pay attention to until way down the line, that we've been maneuvering a certain type of way or doing things a certain type of way. And now it's not until it becomes so prevalent that we acknowledge that this is something that's been the key to our success the entire time. And we've just been doing it naturally. And so it's like
Mhm.
that process is important because you build up, not only are you building up an understanding of what you do need to do, but your body, your survival, your your spirit is getting a sense of a certain type of rhythm, and it is coming together as one and naturally doing so. And as that rhythm consistently is tapped into, it gets louder, it gets more consistent, it becomes more prevalent, and that increases your power.
Come on now, Devin. Talk to him, baby. I got the power. How you feel though? Like, am I lying? Y'all, I am not lying. Like, when you get on your shit, like, now I see why them folk was singing like that back in the day, because they knew something we didn't. Because you truly do have the power. And then when you get to working with your people, you get to co-creating and you get to healing in with spirit and community. Yo, you feel like that bitch. You really do. I really do. I'm for real. Like, I've seen an uptick in people from my past sliding in my DM, and I know it's because they
Mhm.
see the glow. They see the healing, and they're like moths to flames. They're like, "Ooh, she done fixed her shit. Let me go be a vampire. Get back, get the fuck back." That's how I am. No, for real. Um. So yeah, so take you some time to create you a little Sundays and get your affirming statement. If you're just starting on your healing journey of the mother womb, an affirming statement could be, I am learning I am learning to love my mother where she is. You know what I'm saying? Something like that could help. And then you just write out um affirming statements like, my mother is not perfect. I give my mama grace. My mother went through things before she ever had me. Somebody had to have, you know what I'm saying, damaged her. Who somebody else had to damage her, who damaged her, who, you know what I'm saying? Where it's called cycles. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't break it, your children will repeat it. One driving force is that I do not want my kids going through what, especially not my daughter, to go through what I experienced. You know what I'm saying? For I one common theme among um and again, because I'm a woman, I can only talk about what I see in other black women. But that secret competition between mother and daughter, I have never understood that. And I often look back and be like, me and my mom was never on that type of time. We really weren't, because I never wanted to be anything like my mother. And she didn't want to be nothing like me. You know what I'm saying? So that, but I've seen it in a lot of other uh family member dynamics and friends. You know what I'm saying? And it's so weird to me. But you have to see where that comes from. That comes from white supremacy. Okay? They want us in competition. They want us in chaos. They don't want us like this. They want us like this at all times. Because see, when we're like this, they have no control over us. So long as we're doing this, bumping heads, fighting, eh, you know what I'm saying? Then we're Kaya, pause that TV. Pause the TV. Oh, oh yeah, I do. He is having a good time. I think he's doing it because he know we can't find that remote up there. And I have the other. I'm sorry, y'all. But Faith says, that's crazy. I say that now, and I'm the youngest of six, speaking and giving my mom grace and helping her heal her own hurt. Listen, damn, you the youngest of six? Why did I not? I probably knew that and forgot. And that's a lot, okay? But that's beautiful though. You know what I'm saying? And as you and your mom work on y'all relationships, um, one of two things may happen with between you and your other siblings. They're either gonna get on the good foot and join y'all, or they're gonna get jealous. And 9 times out of 10, they're gonna get jealous because that's the easier emotion to express than to say, "Damn, I was wrong. Damn, y'all doing this. Let me get like y'all." You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So, um, but that healing that's going on between you and your mom, that's for you and your mom. You know what I'm saying? And don't let nobody else steal y'all's joy.
I'm gonna try not to again. I'm gonna try not to talk too much
I
because
want you to, Devin. I want you to talk.
there's a couple things you had said earlier too that I feel like are part of that experience, and so like um, you know, dealing with this, going through this process, there is a lot of self-actualization that you have to do. Like you said before, you have to acknowledge who you really want to be, right? Like, because a lot of folks get really, one of the issues that people have is that they get stuck trying to not be their parents. They're like, I could never be my mom, my dad, my, right? And it's like, you inevitably are going to be like them. Not just simply because y'all share DNA, but also because it's like from a spiritual context. Um, sorry, and also too, not just because you were raised in the same house, right? Those are all those are all important factors. But also too, on a spiritual context, um, this is something that's very important that a lot of people seem, especially from a conjuration standpoint, that people don't seem to acknowledge, and that we talk about here a lot, is archetypes. Um, what type of man, woman, person are you? What are these themes that tend to follow and come up in your family, in your lineage? Understanding these things so that you can acknowledge them as pitfalls, right? Like, and they can be on all kinds of levels, whether it's um, y'all have the gift of gab and you get that from your family. There's people in your family who just all y'all all have this really good gift of gab, right? And that can manifest and y'all end up being a lot of folks who end up being preachers, a lot of y'all being hustlers, a lot of y'all being sellers. Y'all always trying to sell somebody stuff. You working a lot of jobs. Y'all always working jobs where you selling cars, you selling memberships, you do this, you do that. You working in that sales industry, right? Because you know how to get money out of people. You know how to talk a good game. You know what I'm saying? Like being good gamblers, like that can be a thing within itself. That y'all are
Mm.
good gamblers. Y'all know how to play numbers real well. You know how to throw dice. You know how to get that money, right? And even if it's fast moving and it comes and goes in that same energy, in that same pace, it is something that is there. And so, like you said, that could be a thing that, because I feel like too, like that's very real, that a lot of folks, a lot of women experience this level of competition with their moms, right? And it definitely happens, is definitely very prevalent with men and their fathers. We tend to praise that as like a natural part of, growing up, that you gotta eventually challenge. And it's like, that's not a thing, right? That
That's
is.
that's that BS about alpha males, and you know what I'm saying. And they debunked that, y'all. There's no
Mhm.
such thing as an alpha male. It's just whoever's better at leading the pack at that time. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Don't you know what I'm saying? Like teamwork will always make the dream work. But anyway,
And and like when you see folks, and it was sorry, when you see wolves, because that's who it's based off of. But when you see wolves out in the wild, right, the alpha male is you have the alpha male and some of the stronger um leaders in the front, and then there also are the rest in the back. Like, you selectively put people in the front and the back, and the women and children are in the middle. So that if something is up ahead, you can take care of it, and then if something is coming up behind you, you can take care. Like, that is not a, well, we have to like, it's whoever, like you said, whoever is keeping everybody safe, whoever
right.
has the stamina, and whoever, and if that wolf gets sick or something happens to them, they get wounded, they're not discarded. They just change positions. The next person who can take on the role takes steps up, and it's a communal effort. And the reality is that white supremacy steps in and tells us that this is normal, this is who we are. And when in reality that there is medicine and there is healing that is available that we know that we lose access to we because we become estranged to how we live and how we work and how we are engaged in community to help navigate those things so that when they come up we nip them in the bud. That's not supposed to be how we live. There has been interventions created around that we have lost track inside of because of that interference. Um,
Mm.
and that's a big part of that, right? Understanding these ways that like you fit into this type of archetype, that type of, even if it's something as simple as you come from a lineage of people who tend to attract abusers, right?
Mm.
Sometimes you're not having an issue with your money because you have issues with your money. You're not having issues with your housing because you're having issues with your housing. You're having issues in those places because there are people who are consistently impeding in those spaces with you who look to abuse you. You keep
Mm.
moving into a new home with other people who are going to inevitably start to abuse you. You are in close proximity with your money to people who are going to abuse you. You tend to attract abusers. And so acknowledging that that is a thing that exists for you and that's impacting how you do things will change how you navigate situations. Maybe I need to live alone, right? Maybe I need to really invest my money in a certain type of way. I need to make sure that my money is secured in this way or that way, even if I don't necessarily feel comfortable doing that. I know that that's a pitfall that I have, so I gotta take extra precautions and steps. And so I need to navigate things differently than maybe I want to, and just trust that things are going to work out. That the space is going to be there for me. That things are going to fall in line with me when I am putting myself in a space to elevate and be secure and safe, right? Like the issue
Mm.
isn't the money. The issue is that again, you have something else here that's conflicting and crossing over as a common theme. And that's what's causing the problem. And so acknowledging that for yourself is how you navigate and deal with these problems. And then also too, when you can see that and have that understanding and that concept, then you can, like you said before, look at what your mother has been through, look at what she experienced, and start to have a better understanding of, okay, this is where this is coming from. Like I can not only see it for myself, but now again, I'm coming back, I'm recalling and recollecting um, on what I saw growing up and noticing that the same things happened there. Right. And maybe I even saw it, maybe I even made that connection before that I'm going through the same shit my mama went through. Now you can start to be like, this is why. And it
Mm-hmm.
never clicked for her. She never got the opportunity to put that together and really heal and fix it and address it properly. And so that is a moment to really start resolving some of that resentment of why were we always poor when the opportunity was there? Well, because there was other factors at play that she wasn't even aware of and that you're just starting to get aware of. You thought that she failed to give you financial literacy when in reality is that she gave you all the tools you needed. It's just that there were other things that were outside of her purview that she didn't really perceive, that she wasn't able to address properly, and you're getting the opportunity to do so to make up for that.
Whew. That was a word there. Cause the financial literacy child, I like up until the day she died, watched my mom always live paycheck to paycheck. And so I just made a promise that I would learn the lessons that needed to be learned so that I would not keep repeating these cycles and that I don't pass on this bullshit to my daughter. Child. Because a
And
lot of
like you
my
said too,
issues. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, babe.
hey,
Oh, because that's what I was going to say. A lot of my issues just stem from what my mom did not heal.
mhm.
That's it. Like she didn't
And you
have
being
the
on the
she didn't have the
sorry.
tools. Nor did she have the support. Because again, in the black community, we you know what I'm saying, is you had them, so you gotta raise them and all of this. But we weren't brought up like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
if we go back at least, let's say about 3 generations, it was nothing for the entire community to support a woman having a baby. Whether she
Mhm.
had a husband or not, the community was there. because she was the community. You know what I'm saying? Like Sabon
That's part of it.
Fusome, uh
The
Spirit of
spirit of intimacy.
yeah, I love that book because that book couldn't put is it conceptualized, compartmentalized. They put it all in everything that I be looking for in community is that book. And
Mhm.
I love that. In building that which I seek in community, I'm building the community that I seek. You know what I'm saying? One that is one with spirit, God, and our ancestors and so on. Cause again, you need all of those elements to be a spiritual being having a human experience, because you were not meant to do this by yourself. You are always co-creating with your elders here and your elders out there in the cosmos, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, like
And
you just
like,
gotta find your people.
I regularly refer to her book. So if y'all don't know, in the book she breaks down what is the definition of community, and she defines community as accountability, responsibility, elders, children, spirit, and ritual. And
Mm,
those are the elements we need to maintain good community. Because it has to be, um, it has to be consistent. It has to be intergenerational, and it has to be um, deeply invested upon. Right. Having all
mhm,
those elements together is how we build a consistent bond. And like I feel, from what I've experienced in the work that I like, the way that I try to cultivate community, um, in like in real time, there usually is one or two things missing, right? Either this is not an intergenerational space, either this is not a space where where we can actively engage spirit, or ritual. Like there's always more. There's always one or two things that are missing,
mhm,
um, and so I'm like, that is why we have these sections. That is what is usually at the crux of it, right? Like if you feel like you are seeing all these people show up for a community, but it seems like there's a one or two pieces missing. Like, or it's just saying, it's just like, is there something that doesn't feel like it's clicking? It doesn't feel like it's grounded the way I want to. I don't feel at home, right? It doesn't feel home yet. Like
mhm,
one of those pieces is missing. And
mhm,
if you want, I would suggest you go read the book. You can go buy it. It's still up and available. There's also a recording of it. Most of the chapters, I think, there's one chapter missing, but there's a recording of it on YouTube. That's the
mhm.
spirit of intimacy. Um, but also
You
too, like I said, that you like the like having acknowledging those patterns, right? Even you being on that 7 year cycle, right? That could very much so be a pattern. That might be something that becomes illuminated as a trend for you, right? In your lineage later on, or at some point, and it might be a part of how you access power, right? Like you know that this is the timeline that I'm working on. This is how I like build up to something. This is how I like push something great forward. Um, and it could potentially, and and like also too, I know your business, so I know like for you, things can very much so present and finalize in a very tangible physical structure,
mm,
whether it be a business, whether it be like a brick and mortar business, a home, land, any of those things could be the end result of consistent work. So,
because the work only works when you work it.
mhm,
You gotta see it through. In that with that sound, I had to see it
mhm,
through.
my boy.
Yeah, you just gotta keep moving. Like I think my biggest downfall in these 7 years was always worried about community and how other people was viewing my healing instead of being concerned with just healing. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
About 3 years ago, I finally got to the point where I'm just concerned with healing. I can't be concerned about how other people are viewing my healing. If they want to get on this journey with me, no, none of that. I just gotta do it. Just gotta do it. And that's what I've been doing. And now look at me.
Mhm.
I'm so proud of me.
And that's also that's what be happening to them siblings. They are too focused on everybody else. Why do you get some of y'all are really concerned about airing your grievances and looking a certain type of way? You don't come to the table, you don't come to the conversation for a resolution. You come to yell and scream about your hurt feelings.
Are you
And
in my family? Were you like is my mama in your ear right now? Cause nigga.
like that's great that you feel that way and you were able to vocalize that and pinpoint what happened and how that made you feel and what happened and and what it turned into. um and I think that's something that you should definitely use to your advantage to get to somewhere. But if you're just here to spew it out with no results, no, like, you're mad because of what I did, okay, I can take accountability, right? I can be responsible.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what do you need me to do in order to make it right? Right? Because sometimes we have this conversation about, like, I want to make things right. You can't always make it right. That's not always
Closure.
necessary. You know what I'm saying? What do I? But you don't have the answers to that. You don't know what you need for closure. You don't know what you need from me. You just know that you're angry. And that is
Mm-hmm.
something that you should acknowledge. You've acknowledged all these feelings. Acknowledge that you're in a space where you just have all these feelings and you don't have any actions. And settle that. You
You
know?
have to sit with it though. And that's what it was for me. Just I had to get out of that microwave mentality that everything had to happen right then and there when I wanted it to. I had to learn how to sit with these emotions and feelings and be like, listen, God, listen, mama, listen, grandma, hey, help a sister out. You know what I'm saying? So now we're gonna roll over into the we've been talked about all the practical, you know what I'm saying, finding therapists, getting with community and journaling. Like heavy on the journaling, y'all. Write out those feelings and thoughts. But now we finna roll over into the magical, okay? Um for me, self-love candles and affirmations have been key. Okay. A simple Google search turns up affirmation. I just searched affirmations for healing the mother wound, and I got 50 in front of me right now. And it's coming from wildsimplejoy.com. Take these affirmations, and I would say at least 3 times a day. Okay, get in the mirror. The mirror is a portal. You're talking to your future self, and you can say things like, I love and approve myself just the way that I am. My mother was not perfect. I give my mother grace. You know what I'm saying? All very real things that I was battling. So mirror work is one magical way. Okay.
Can I jump in real
And
quick?
yeah.
So I want to say to that, yes, I agree with doing self love candles and affirmations, and also too, again, like we said, if you're in that space where you just have emotions, that can also be a good way to deal with things too. Getting a black candle and just cussing the damn thing out, right? Like if you have, right, like, because that's one thing that Satara talks about, is like, has talked about before, right? When people keep asking, well, how do you deal with this trauma? How do you deal with that? How do you get, and it's just about, and really the answer to a lot of those questions that she has gotten, have been situations really where the answer is you need more self-love. You need to care about yourself more. Doing an elevation, right? So taking that pink candle and speaking over that candle regularly, doing an elevation with that candle and letting it rise every day, getting it higher and higher, right? And really praying over that candle for your own well being and love and investment. But you can do the same thing, right? Get all your emotions out. With, like, you know what I'm saying? Get a black candle, get a red candle, and cuss it out. Um,
Black,
it-
black is best. I feel for that because black absorbs
mhm,
negativity. So if you
yes.
gonna cuss at a candle, it should definitely be that black one.
Hmm.
And I wouldn't elevate the black one though. But I would
Yeah.
elevate the pink or the red one.
Well, yes.
Yeah, you don't want to elevate the negativity. Okay, you leave the black one down there, but you
But you know, let it. right? Or even getting a Devour All candle, right? Like you get one of them Devour All from the Botanica, right? Same thing too. Yeah, and they got self love candles at the Botanica as well, right? Just make sure you scratch off the what is it? Is it supposedly or some? There's a little tag usually painted on there that says like not guaranteed. Scratch that off, and then go ahead about your business.
I ain't never paid no attention to that. I gotta start reading. What you mean it's not guaranteed? Let me put this back.
I'm like, we know it's this work here is
It's
guaranteed.
guaranteed, baby. Anything if I write it down, if I pray about it, baby, it's gonna happen. That's
Yeah.
just period. Okay, I didn't even never pay that no attention. But see, that's probably why I don't mind going to the Dollar Tree. This is
That
a perfect
too.
candle. Okay.
Also with your mirrors, same thing, right? You can get a black mirror or even a regular mirror. You can get a mirror with water on it that you put, to activate to right, and you can use um, that same technique, right? Whether it's you sit in a black room in a dark room with like a light kind of to the side of you, uh, like how that light is. Sorry, here we go. Right, you want to have like a be in a dark room with that one light, that candlelight or light illuminated behind you, and you're visualizing, and you're like almost doing like an echo, right? Like especially if you're using a black mirror, right? Because it's absent and it's like so when you look into it, you can even envision like there's a tunnel happening, right? And you see that in your mind's eye, and you are also like allowing yourself to open up. So you're trying to like go from here to here because you're activating a trance where you are activating a portal through that mirror and then using that to then speak what you want and to call out those things and bring them near to you and make them manifest. Um, right. And after you do that, you definitely want to come down, take a lot of breathers to settle yourself, to like ground yourself again.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You may even want to have a meditation that you use to specifically ground yourself in reality in this time, because right now, because what you don't want is to leave that space and be like time split. So come back down after you've said your piece, right? And like ground yourself really well, get some water, find some it's kind of like what's that movie called? Convergence or whatever, the dream movie, Insurgent, where they
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
where they be talking, where they be jumping in, and have your little thing. You may even have like a plushie or something that you can go back to where it's like it brings you good feelings and it brings you good memories, and you can you know what I'm saying, do all those things to like, you know what I'm saying? You can go outside if you need to like, again, bring yourself back down again out of that space. And that's a very good, like, intensive healing work that you can do to activate that same space and that same work.
Mm. See, look, that was beautiful, and I know they just came off the dome. I know Spirit just downloaded that on you. I see. I appreciate that. So listen, we got a question. This Jock says, where can you find the understanding of elevating the candle?
So elevation is just a espiritismo technique. So that's a whole history about that. But those techniques from like the Spanish kind of coming in, getting into that. Is there in that same time period where you probably have seen videos people talking about like, oh, they used to host seances at the White House. That was a whole period where people were doing seances and but that is just a modern technique, right? Because we have candles now. We're not using oil lamps. We're not using, right, necessarily. We don't have to.
I
Okay.
say
I mean, but
no now. When I give me my new oil lamp, honey, it's going down. That's longevity work. That work. I like a good oil lamp, child. But yeah.
elevation is a good way to help strengthen up your spirits. So you would get like the glass of water with the white candle. You would pray over it as an opening, right? If you're not already going to your ancestral altar and praying some type of opening to bring them into the space, right? My beloved ancestors, whose blood is of my blood, spirit of my spirit, who welcome me into this space, and who I can, who are fighting on my behalf. who want goodness for me, who are looking to get to receive, to bring me abundance, to help elevate my mind, spirit, and body, yada, 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 right? All those things. You want to call out your people specifically, right? You want to make sure you're doing those things. So you open up, you say that you do that same thing, get your candle, get your glass of water, and you're going to do that same opening. You're going to pray for those same things for them, that they be nourished, that they be abundant, that they be, that they receive their abundance, their, oh, there's a word I always use. They get what they deserve, basically. The work that they get back, all the things that they deserve that they maybe missed on, right? And you're going to start at a very low point. Some people start on the ground, some people start on a little platform, wherever, and then you're going to literally pick it up the same distance every single day, kind of like a staircase, right? You want to, right? So some people might use boxes, they may use a ladder, they may use all kinds of things, and you can do it for however many days. You can take that same technology and use it with like a self-love candle. Instead of a white candle, you get a pink candle. You pray over that candle all the things you want, right? And you can do the opening however you want to. If you want to start with the scripture and then go into the Bible and then go into like your personal prayers and wants and needs, all those things, what have you, right? Do what you got to do. Then
Mm-hmm.
you do that. You let it run, right? You're gonna keep it going. The next day, when it's around the same time, you're gonna go over there, pray, open everything, and then pick it up a level, right? Go up to the next step on the ladder, to the next box, to the next whatever you're using to bring it up. And you're gonna keep going for however many days. Um, and that's going to help if you're doing it for your ancestors, it's going to increase their spirit. If you're doing it for yourself or for whatever you're working on, it's going to increase that spirit, right? We talk about the spirit of intimacy. You can increase the spirit of the way that intimacy shows up in your life in whatever area, whether it's between you and another person or between you and yourself. You're increasing the spirit's power and presence through that work,
Mm-hmm.
bringing it up to heaven, basically.
Yes. Okay, two hands to heaven. Okay, I'm sorry. No, that was beautiful. Okay, so Jock, did that answer your question? Of understanding elevating the candle. So basically you just gonna lift it up. But the key to it is to remember to do this around the same time every day. So when you're trying to draw something in, I like to do those kind of workings early in the morning before sunrise, so that it can come in with the sunrise. And when I'm trying to banish things, sundown.
Mm.
That makes sense. You get what I'm saying? So I was just thinking about like me trying to elevate my bank account. Where's that green candle? Think I won't be raising it up on some books. I got books galore. You hear me? With a new
Mm.
book every day. Raising that. And I'm gonna start that in the morning. Cause I got a honey jar that I started on the last day of the new moon. Put that green candle on top of my honey jar and then elevate it every day. See, Devin. See, I be needing you, boo. I be needing
Elevate your business, elevate your work.
my whole bit. Yes, that's. And I'm writing that down. Okay. So yeah. What else we got? What other ways? We talked about mirror work, candle work. Oh, when it comes to mothering, you can hit up a couple of deities. You know what I'm saying? As always, ancestors first. However, however, if you have, I don't want to say you should never get to a point where you don't work with your ancestors. But if you're at a point in your journey where you want to work with more than your ancestors, when it comes to mothering, hey baby, I didn't even know my door was open. Hey, I have your iPad. Y'all see, he want his iPad. Say hey to Auntie Devin. You remember Auntie Devin? Say hey. Hey. Look. Look, you said awesome. Yes. Auntie Devin, we can't wait to come to the A and see you.
Mm.
Okay?
Yes.
It's a whole new nephew. It's a new character. You gotta meet this one right here. Say hey, cousin Faith. Okay. Don't get comfortable. Bye. Going back out. I am. Yeah, I'm on Instagram with my phone. See you. Thank you. Didn't know my phone. No, listen. I just be wanting to cry every time he be using whole sentences and phrases and stuff. Cause even in that short amount of time, cause what you came around, uh,
Was
it had
that
got cold.
April?
Yeah, what was that? It was like September. I thought it was like
Mm-mm. That was like maybe was it? No, maybe it might have been August. My
It
bad.
was August. Yeah, Kaya just yelled. She's like, it was August.
Yes.
So yeah, yeah, it sure was. So he has come so far since then. Oh my god. That was the first ABA place, that the new ABA place, and I'm so sad that we're leaving. Bro, they, oh my god, they have helped my baby so much. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So what I was talking about deities to work
Mhm.
with. In hoodoo we have mommy water. Okay. And as soon as I said mommy water, I hear take me to the wall. And the water is mother. The water is um what we called it, the womb,
Mhm.
the what's the
The
word?
amniotic fluid.
Amniotic fluid. Yes. That which you are that you be percolating in. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Can't think of the right word. The
The well
medical
of life.
gestation. You're in
Hmm.
gestation period. Sometimes you need to go back to that amniotic sac. You get what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to go bathe in the waters. So mommy water would be the one that you call on. That's any body of water. That's a creek, that's a lake, a pond, the ocean, a river, any body of water. And it don't, and I was gonna say natural, but it don't necessarily have to be natural. It just have to be out, and you know what I'm saying? Just be outside.
Just not haunted.
Huh?
Just not haunted.
Yeah, just so AKA don't take your ass to Lake
Like
Lanier.
Lanier.
For all my Georgia niggas, do not have your ass at
Or
Lake
Central
Lanier.
Park.
Or
Stay
well,
like research Central Park.
oh
Just like
yeah, if you in New York, don't be right.
research
I'm
these
fine.
places.
Listen, what up, Glock? How are you, boo? We just chit chatting about the mother wound. Would you like to join us? Cause we're also on StreamYard. I'm with my good sis Devin. You're more than welcome. I'll send you that invite real quick. Let me know if you're interested. Um, because Glock is another one I love. I just recorded my episode with Glock. I gotta do my thing, and we need to schedule a date for you and I to sit down. Cause I'm really
Amen.
trying. I'm trying to get you, um, Jamal and Chan, the musical mystic. You know Chan, don't you?
I think so, yeah.
I'm trying to get all of y'all together to have a sit down before Pride get in. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So I can highlight my hoodoos, the days, the girls, the gays. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Yes, and within the hoodoo community, because I need people to see that this is all inclusive. Oh, Glock said that she would join us. Okay, so let me send her that.
Speaking of spirit, and which especially like spirit of intimacy, like there is a section in there that talks about the people in their community who are queer, and trans, and like the role that they play, um, in like maintaining the spiritual structure of their society. So like that's another element to that book as well.
Keep talking, Devin. I'll be back.
Hmm. We're talking about water. So yeah, going to the water, going to the river, going to ponds, going to these good places, like make sure, of course, that it's ain't a whole bunch of harm happened there. Also, make sure that like where I work at, there is a pond in the back of our building. It's full of snakes and turtles and stuff. Like that's not a good, like you want, like again, you want to do your research before you just go to a place. Make sure it's good. Um, and yeah, you can bring all kinds of good fruits. Um, and honey, right? That is going to give you a lot of like Oshun energy and alignments. Right, a lot of those spirits tend to be there. Um, Here in Atlanta, we have Sevenanda, and that's a good place to go to get honey because they have the what is it? Clover. Yes, it's clover. And then I want to say wildflower. So the like the wildflower flower. I don't know. It's the orange blossom. The orange blossom honey that's the really light, fragrant, really flowery and fruity honey, and it's it literally is very light colored, right? And then you
This
have
ain't.
clover. Hmm?
I was showing the people that this is orange blossom. So if you don't
Mhm.
have orange blossom honey, you can also just pick up
Yes, yes.
the
Yep.
water. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, but
And then clover is usually what most of us get or see. Like clover honey is just very common, right? It's a very common plant in the United States, and so that's usually the honey that we see. That's what most bees pollinate and like use. And then you also have they also have a dark honey. They have a burdock honey. That one is really deep and rich. It is almost like a sorghum or a molasses. That's really good. And right, and if you're going from that concept of um, Isheshe, right, and you're looking at someone like Yemoja will typically take a darker honey versus Oshun will take a lighter clover honey. And so like, you can whatever you feel like is calling you to use, you can use both, you can switch it up. It's just right, bringing those so like that's kind of you get that same very much so alignment with that. So like honey, oranges, grapefruit. Like for me, I always do grapefruit because grapefruit is a really important fruit for me and my family. So all those things are like I bring those things as well. Um, they're all things that I will bring as well. And like what else? You can bring watermelon. You can bring all kind of stuff. Wine. Now where I live, they sell port. They sell specifically Taylor port at the Family Dollar, so I can pick up a $10 bottle on the way. And you there's a whole technique about it, but like basically you would just drink some, then you would spray it, what they call spray, right? That's a very common way of spiritual engagement with liquor, right? We'll get into that, can be a thing. But you can just pour some out, all of that. Wine, fruits, all those sweet, good, intoxicating things are things that you can bring and you can get into the water, like go there, get into the water, embrace it, right? Let your hands and feet touch the bottom, right? Be safe. I usually will find a place where I can kind of get a stable footing, and I will like put my feet in, touch my hands, and I'll pray to invite in again, opening up that energy, inviting in those spirits, right? Some people clap, they use bells, things like that. All of those things are good ways to engage the energy there. Some people will literally bathe head to toe. They'll take water and just like work themselves over and pray, and ask for healing and ask for those things and to like call those spirits in. Um, and then leave their offerings, and ask those spirits to work on your behalf. Just make sure they don't follow you home.
okay, yeah, because they'll do that if you let them.
And the water
Um,
spirits don't play games. They cry.
oh, they don't. What else? I can't think of any. I'm only thinking. Oh, I was gonna say I can't think of any land spirits, but nigga, Mother Nature
Mhm.
herself. You could go to the base of a tree, hug a tree. Oh my God, I love her. I know I'd be looking like a straight weirdo to these city niggas. Cause I be at the bus stop and there's this tree and I hug it every day. Every time I catch the bus right there, I hug that tree. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, or if as I'm walking through the city, I'm just touching the trees because I know these trees are not receiving love from the people because they're not thinking like
Mhm.
that. But yeah, so you could take those same flowers, fruits, wines, sweet things. You could take it to the base of a tree.
Mhm.
Um, mm,
Also, like yes. So, and I'll say that put your bare ass coochie to the ground when you get a chance, you know.
Earth.
Um,
Yep. Bleeding into the earth. Yep.
and now here's the thing. Here's the thing.
It's funny you
If
should say.
you have, because there's a lot of different, because here's the thing. Those feminine spirits are going to come in threes and they're going to present in multiple ways. And so going to the river, right? Bringing those. Also, too, when you go to the river, leave organic things, please. Organic items and belongings and such. Um, Same thing with going to the forest or going to trees. Leave organic things. Pour out water, liquor, and those things there. Like put your booty hole on the ground. Take it in. Breathe a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Um, for those of you who are a little bit adventurous, it's not too deep, not too serious. What you're gonna do is, you can get a glass candle, or you can get a candle holder and get one of those long taper candles, like those long candles. Put that at a tree. Pray. Go to, and what you'll do is you'll also get a liver from a beef liver from the store and leave that there. If you've been seeing a lot of birds randomly, if you, especially birds of prey, they tend, you've seen vultures, you've seen owls, you've seen all kinds of really big birds like that. Um, then you can leave. Hold on, give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm. Hey Glock, welcome, welcome, welcome over
Huh?
this munching. But thank you for accepting my invite to
Yeah,
come and
girl.
have this little chit chat. We've been talking about healing the mother wound, both practical and magical ways. We've gone over journaling, affirmations. You know what I'm saying? Talk if your mom is on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
I find that healing like because old people could be so stubborn. I found that with my mother and grandmother on the other side, it has been so easy to heal the mother wound because they can't be stubborn. Just being real,
I
they can't fight the healing on the other side. They gotta do it. You know what I'm
I
saying?
was literally having a conversation with my mother today because
Mm.
my grandma having like a family reunion this summer. And because like I'm in the south and they're in the north, they're like, well, is she coming? And my mom's like, don't worry about her, baby. That's my child. I got her. And my
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
he's like, well, I hope she'd be nice to me. And my mom was like, well, I kind of preference her like, if you don't say nothing to her, she's not gonna say nothing to you. So don't talk to her crazy.
Why did that used to be so hard? Like I remember my aunt told me that my grandma said that I only called when I needed something. Yes, I'm sorry. I that's how bad our relationship was. That's how much I did not want to talk to you most of the time. You know what I'm saying? Because if I called just to say hey, there was nothing nice to say. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like
My
And you're the
you would
child.
get say what?
And you're the child.
my family
I'm
is
the child.
big on
Like
like the whole like respect your elders and this, that, and the third. And it's like for me, the older that I get, because I am still young. And the older that I get, it's like if you're trying to hold me to a certain standard, I expect you to be on that certain standard as well. And you can't expect respect from me and be disrespectful towards me. Because if I gave you the same energy that you gave me, you would tell me I'm disrespectful. So the most respectful thing that I can do is not have a relationship with you. Because if I said what you
talk to
said,
him.
if I said to you what you said to me, you gonna cry wolf. And me, I'll be the big bad wolf, and I'll blow it down.
Okay. Huff and puff.
Mm-mm.
Like, I'm like, it's all within discernment because I'm like, I tell people all that. I tell folks that all the time, and that I think that's just one of the things that like those are some of the conversations that really shift energy with me with other people because it's like there are just times where we're having certain conversations or things come up, and I'm like, this is just how it is. This is my how I handle the situation, how I am about this. Um, and that can, or I provide a certain perspective, and that just people have a hard time processing it because I'm like, I will cuss out an old person.
And,
I'm
hello,
still like,
hello,
Okay.
ring
I
that bell. Where's my
I
bell?
have I have always been the one in the family. Like they know, like because like I'm very respectful until disrespected, and then I'll give a fuck who you is. You could have been Jesus himself, and I'm gonna check that ass. Don't talk to me
Mhm.
sideways, and I won't talk to you out the side of my neck. That's just
Hello.
it's so simple. Okay, you
Hello.
see, Faith said, "I will be the villain."
It's like
Mhm.
the old folks, they get in this, and I feel like that's why I kind of like moved away from like religion, because people pick and choose what they want from the Bible, right? They'd be like, oh, when you're a child you act like a child, but you also are not supposed to provoke your child. You forgot about that one.
Oh,
let's
see
let's
that
start
that
there.
honor thy
Honor your
mother
mother and
and
father, yeah,
mm-hmm.
but don't provoke your child. They don't want to talk about that one, and y'all be provoking
Mm-mm.
folks.
They call that cherry picking. Okay.
And I'm
Hello.
not, and I'm also not I am not your keeper. I am not here to make sure that you have what you need and to care for you. Like that's your job. I'm here to take care of myself and store up for my children and for who come after me, who I'm responsible for. It is a path. You move it forward. And
Mm-hmm.
if you've done your things, if you have shown up the way you're supposed to, then I will feel more than obliged to do it, to do some more for you, to take care of you when you are in need. And it's kind of like that thing where people are like, anytime somebody's like, I don't talk to my kids, they don't talk to me anymore, or they don't come around, they don't read. I'm like, what did you do? What was you doing?
And
Cause here go. Oh, I'm sorry, Glock.
no, no,
Go
go ahead,
ahead.
go ahead, go ahead.
Oh, cause here go my folks. Well, you know how they are. That's your mama anyway. That's your grandma anyway. That's your sister. Yeah, these titles they don't mean nothing.
I
They
had got my
don't
mama with that.
mean if you're not acting. If you're not upholding that title, why I gotta? Why I gotta?
So wait, this is how I got my mama, because me and my brother, we be beefed out, right? So I said, Mom, I was like, there's this man, and I was like, every time I reach out to him, he don't respond to me. I said, every time we talk, I feel like he's belittling me. And I was like, I don't know what to do, because I want to have a relationship with this man. She said, oh girl, dump that man, put him to the side. I said, okay. So what if I told you that's the relationship that I have with your son? Yeah, got you. Mm-hmm. You feel like because we're born into the same gene pool that we supposed to? Absolutely not. If I know how you are and you know how they are, we all know how this person act. Somebody, everybody need to be checking that person. If everybody got the same problem, we all know how this person act. This person should not be allowed to act the way that they act. And why they acting like that is crazy.
I was saying that the other day too. Like I was just like, because like my dad brought up this story about this man who killed his brother and like actively did so.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he was like, "How could you do that to your sibling?" I'm like, "People, that's how people are raised. Like, people are there are some people who are just like, oh, they'll figure it out. That happens. That's your brother, that's your sister. You just gotta let it go." And I'm like, you have to intervene and weave and like help them weave a relationship together, help them navigate conflict, help them resolve, and like set hard lines about this is how you don't cross this line. You don't do this behavior. This is becoming a habit. You need to cut this out because I'm seeing that this is becoming a consistent thing. You can't keep doing that because it's gonna be a problem. Like you have to set those lines in advance and be consistent about them. Like you
Mm-hmm.
can't just throw your hands up and be like, you know what, y'all work it out eventually. I'm like, that's not.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
That's how
Mm-mm.
people get to the point where they are sick and dying, and that's when they finally want to act like they got common sense.
Me
Oh,
personally,
I'm
I'm
sorry,
trying to do it all now so I can rest on that other side. You know what I mean?
y'all.
Hmm.
Cause listen, when this shit is over with, I don't want to come back.
Hello.
I do not. I cannot stress that enough. I do not want to come back to this ghetto ass realm.
I
Please
need a
do not.
promotion.
So let me get this shit right this time. So I ain't gotta spin the block. Fuck this. Like I want to stay in the ancestor realm. I want to be sitting on high, waiting on my great grandkids to
Mm-hmm.
be like, Oh,
Granny.
Grandma Arnita.
Mm-hmm. Where art
she,
thou?
Yeah,
she
come
who
through.
started us on this healing journey. We need you. That's all I ever want to hear.
Mhm.
But I do not want to hear, oh, hey, bitch, it's your turn to go back down there. No.
Who? Who? You see, I turned into an owl. Who?
Ooh.
I
Not
did it.
that I
Okay.
said to me. Absolutely
Okay.
not.
I'm like, I did it. I did it well. I laid so many hands. I cleaned off so many people. If y'all send me back here, I'm whooping every ass.
Yeah,
I'm
Hmm?
telling
I'm gonna be a
you.
problem. I'm gonna be a problem. Ain't no, there's not gonna be a solution for me but to get me back to the other side and to never send me back. Yeah, I'm gonna be a problem. Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
Oh, bad.
Also,
A whole problem. I'm telling you. I'm cut up real bad.
Real bad.
and I'll say too, because you brought up about birds. But yes, find you a tree that you can't. So find you a tree that you can't get your hands all the way around. Like if it's, make sure it's thick enough that you cannot fully embrace it. That's going to be a mother tree. That's the way. That's a quick way to figure out that that is a mother tree. Um, you're going to leave a white candle, like I said, either a glass candle or like a little tall candle in a holder. Some people sometimes just dig it into the ground. They just make a little hole and just make sure it stay there. But you'll leave that there with a liver, a beef liver, pray over it. Um, that's a good way to burn. Like the one of the ways that the mothers, sometimes people call them the Iyamis, the mothers. It's all kind, they have all kinds of different names. They like if you ever think about who gave birth to nature itself, right? Those entities, those energies, right? And that's like, because it also kind of falls on an old school trick because they are also considered witches. That's why like you think like that old school idea that like witches don't have real feet, they got bird feet. Like that's the common depiction, right? That's part of that. Um, they'll come down eat it. That's one way to give offering to right? To have an engagement for some folks, like I said, it may be that that is a thing that's coming up for you. Especially if you're seeing a lot of birds, if you're seeing birds of prey, right? You're not supposed to see owls are nocturnal birds. You seeing an owl consistently in the daytime, they're go and bring them some things. You can leave that liver, bird seeds, rice. Um, We can leave all of that. If you feel some type of way about the rice, bird seeds, but definitely the liver, right? Those are ways that you can like engage in that manner, right? In a very earthly kind of way. If you feel like you want to leave like perfume, cologne, more liquor, um, flowers, all kind of stuff, there's also same thing, that same like three, right? There are also feminine energies at the crossroads that we don't necessarily always engage. We think about the crossroads man really heavy, but there are also these very feminine spirits that work that are at that intersection as well. Especially if you're talking about like a Y shape intersection, right? You can leave things there, pray down there, bring offerings there, introduce yourself there. Those are ways for you to like engage those same spirits with those things. Um, so that's like three different, you know what I'm saying, ways for you to like have that same rapport.
Mm,
I've
okay.
never heard of the wild one.
Yeah,
Hmm.
me neither. That was I wasn't thinking. Oh.
Hmm.
I know,
That
cause,
makes sense though.
but being from the country, I do know some little
The
Y
pork.
split offs on
Mm-hmm.
some dirt roads. So,
Mm.
mm, I know where I'm going when I get home. Straight to the country, find me some dirt roads. No, for real,
Oh,
y'all.
if you
The
if you
amount.
don't know what prayer to use, sorry, I know I cut you off, but if you don't know um, what prayer to use, or if you're like, how do I kind of formulate? Because that's for me too. Sometimes I'm like, what can I use? Or which how should I say it? What should I frame this like? Um, Hail Mary. Get into your Hail Marys. Three
Oh,
good Hail Marys.
oh,
Um, what is it? Our Father. is a good way to bring in like I want that protective walk with me through this journey. Um, what's the other one? Our Father, and then what's the other one?
Psalm 23.
Is it Psalm 23? Maybe. How does it go?
Oh, the Lord is my shepherd. I shall not
Yes, the Lord is my shepherd. That is no. So yes, I apologize. The Lord is my shepherd. That is the one that's good for like taking you on your journey. And then like the Our Father is like all encompassing. Like bless me, watch over me, protect me. Those are some good three ones that you can pull. But the Hail Marys, like pull out a good Hail Mary when you're trying to get into those like feminine spirits, right? To open up. Um, and sometimes like people use both, right? You'll go into a um, Our Father, right? And then you'll say your Hail Marys, right? That helps you, and you can like be specific about who you're calling on and why you're calling on them, right? To open that up and bring down those offerings. And after you leave all these places, go home a different way than you came. Okay,
always.
take some type of like change your route in some kind of way. Um, um, Even if that, and you can treat it like you can treat it like you just went to the cemetery, take your shoes off before you enter the house and enter in backwards. Um, right? Those are things you can do to keep these entities from following you because they are outside entities and you never want an outside energy in your home, right? That's kind of what makes Jesus so special is because Jesus works kind of like Hi John, right? But you can't bring High John into your house. You can bring Jesus into your house. High John is supposed to be outside. That's a warrior. That's a fool. He gonna start a fire, build a hut. You don't need to do that in your house. You need to do that outside.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, funny. Okay, so I was thinking about something as you were talking about the Hail Marys. I've in my 30 plus years in Southern Baptist Church, never have I ever done a Hail Mary. We don't. It has always been our Father.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give a damn about the women in the
It's
Southern
hell
Baptist.
misogyny.
Mm. I just thought about that. I was having that thought, like, oh my God, that's Catholicism that do the Hail Marys. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? They understand, and again, that's why it's so important to not lean on your own understanding or the people who have quote unquote taught you religion, because it's so many aspects in these other religions that mirror what the original way was, because Catholicism really does that. To me, Catholicism is the closest thing to our more African ways, but westernized when it comes to religion.
Because that's where they pull it from. But that's why it's so ritual heavy because in your colonization you pull and you see what works and then you put it to action in your own house. And
Mm-hmm.
what was I gonna say? Ooh, there was something I'm gonna say based off of what you said about oh, I'm missing a part, but I was gonna say too, I have to look it up, but there is a shop here in Atlanta that they sell Harriet Tubman candles.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like getting a Harriet Tubman candle, like because if you're the type of person you really like a good painted candle, you can get you a good Harriet Tubman candle. You can get you,
They got
they,
Sojourner.
I don't know, they should, but now and I'm like, I know that Yay's they sell here in Atlanta, they sell a couple of black identified, you know, personified folks, right? All those elevated folks who we know their name and we speak their name regularly, right? Like you can pull on them. They have been in a sense sanctified, right? In the same way that like that they have saints in the Catholic Church. You can use them in that same structure. Um, what is it? But they also have Simbi candles. So they have them candles with the woman on it, and she like has all the snakes and stuff. They have those as well. So if you really just want to get you a good candle, you can take them same kind of candles. You can get those same kind of candles and do that same work, right? Like if it was me, I would take a Simbi candle and put it in the corner with a little champagne, fruit, flowers, maybe some white flowers and such. And I would, you know what I'm saying? Um, I wouldn't take it to the river just because I don't want it to like fall in. I don't want that glass candle falling into the water. But I would definitely make a space in my home to engage that spirit, or make a space outside, right outside my door, to engage that spirit.
Simbi is Cymbe, right?
S I
Oh,
M SIMBI.
SIBI. Oh, okay. You know what? I think but I could have sworn I seen it spelled either
Mm-hmm.
way. I don't know.
Simbi,
But
Simbi is
real
another
quick,
one. Mhm.
before we get deeper, because you brought up Yay's, Glock would like some help getting in with Yay's Botanica. And I'm so glad you said it, because I forgot, friend. I'm so sorry.
It's
But
okay.
look at God. Look at
It's
God. So
working.
yeah. So
Working.
she
Um,
would like to work.
yeah,
So
yeah.
if you you could
Because I'm
help
gonna say
hook that.
there's a location and on Covington Highway and a location on um Cascade. You would just need to let me know which one which one
We'll
you.
talk. We'll talk.
Mm-hmm. And then
Mhm.
we'll go from there. I'll get you the info, and like I'll talk to the 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 general manager. Um. So yeah. Okay. And but Simbi is just so the same with them same water spirits. Mami Wata Simbi is the same thing, right? And understand that that is not a name of just a entity. That is the name of the entity. So the water spirits, the mermaids that you engage at the water, them Simbis. It's Simbi, right? Simbi is plural, and singular at the same time. So it's just like that is just the whoop de whoop. Um, and also spirit, and also too, as you get deeper, just just like a little side note, not all water spirits are mermaids. They come in all kinds of different forms. And if you have water spirits, they don't necessarily mean that you got mermaid spirits. You can have reptilian type spirits. You can have all kinds of different spirits that present
I
all
have
kinds of different ways.
not you killing my Disney fairy tale.
I'm screaming. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's something about water that I feel like there's something big and it lurks at the very, very bottom.
Hmm.
Like it's beyond the mermaid realm. It's beyond the that dense water that you can't get through, and it just lurks.
As above, so below. Infinite space, infinite time, infinite space.
And
I
it scares
absolutely
me so bad.
I absolutely believe that the ocean is the universe. I absolutely believe that a lot of the UFOs we see don't be coming from outer space, they be coming from out of the water.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't, because where the fuck is Atlantis? It is proven that that place existed. Where is it? It
Where
went
is
back
it?
to where the
God
fucking
damn it, I
aliens
just
are.
had it. Where is it?
Is a constantly moving place. Like I don't feel like it's like a stationary place. I think it constantly moves.
Hmm.
Do you think that it constantly moves within the oceans of
Yes.
this realm, or is it moving in and out of the realms? See, that's what I
Ooh.
think it is. I think it's moving
Ooh.
in. So did you see, because now we can jump into the conspiracy, did you see what?
I was gonna say, because too, you can think about it, because I think it's both, and I think that you can think about it as like this pouring over, right? Like if you think about, if we talk about the fact that like our ancestors live in the ancestral realm where the water meets where the sea meets the ocean, right? And there's this very aquatic and watery space that they exist in. You could think about the ocean even as like this overflow from the spiritual to the physical. It is pouring out into this realm, into the visible for us.
Yes. So about a week or two ago, they showed that big blotch that came out of nowhere in the ocean, and I thoroughly, wholeheartedly believe that Atlantis was just coming back. You know what I'm saying? Atlantis was coming back, and being visible, but then put their shield back up. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mhm.
there
It
is no,
like flashed up.
yeah, I just don't believe that Atlantis, you know what I'm saying, went far. They just seen the way that the world was going and was like, oh yeah, let us go ahead and catch out and let these people handle this on their own. They'll call us, we'll come back when they really need us. Cause looking at what's going on in the world, do we not need them now? When you look
Mhm.
at the atrocities happening on all seven continents of Pangea. Originally, one big lump of land broke up into seven pieces, and on all seven, because we love that number, all seven areas is so much going on. Now we don't know about Antarctica because you know what I'm saying.
The glaciers. They finding new and old bacterias and viruses and stuff. Yes, girl.
See
Yes.
then
And
yes,
and relics. Like they've been
and
talking about
yeah.
finding different relics, and
You know what I'm
and
interested
also the world is upside down. You know, by our calculation,
Mm-hmm.
the world is upside down. We don't work in that direction. It's the opposite.
I and interesting that you say that because I literally was just about to bring up those underground caves and stuff and civilizations and in forests and stuff that they found in Asia.
Hmm.
What's that
Where
about?
did these people go, bro?
What's that about?
I know now. I know colonization and white people have killed off a lot of these, but a lot of these places dipped. A lot of these tribes got the hell on. You ever seen Stargate?
Hmm.
When I was a little kid, that was like the first that movie blew my fucking mind and really had me thinking about intergalactic traveling, quantum leaping. You watch that? You ever watch that show, Quantum Leap, where he would jump body to body? He was like a spirit
Hmm.
jumping from this person's life to this person's life and fixing things until that one jump that would get him home. I think they brought that back. That was my shit. But also it
Oh,
got me thinking, like, this shit for real be
so
happening. This
it
ain't
all,
just coming out of nobody's imagination. I don't care what they say.
it all depends on like how things work for you. So, but you could do that, right? Like I was saying before, using those techniques to activate a certain type of trance, right? You can do that type of thing um, with yourself, right? Like we want to acknowledge that time is not linear. Our perspective is linear, but you could very much so, right, deliver and send messages to yourself in that same concept, right, and encounter future experiences in that same way, right? That's what a psychic vision is, right? When you seeing things 5 years down the line, right, you're activating the memories and experience of your future self,
Mm.
um, right,
Yeah,
your future self,
I thought
right?
about
So,
that.
but you can send those same messages to yourself. You can have those energetic exchanges between yourself now and then, um, and even move backwards, right? With a little bit of practice, you can like, you know what I'm saying? Depending on how well you can, you know what I'm saying? It's. I don't want to say it's something for everybody, but it's definitely a possible thing.
So,
I'm
question.
trying. Listen. Y'all niggas want to get together this summer. I'm
Yes,
not asking. I'm telling y'all, we getting together this
Yeah,
summer. I want.
absolutely. Hello.
We need to like do a little
revival.
circle of indulgence of
I'm
plant
bringing
based
the alcohol.
medicines and stuff, and like really to the moon this thing. You hear me? Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. We gotta get together.
Mm.
What
'Cause,
lurks behind the moon? In the
So,
okay.
I have a question.
What?
yeah.
So, would your because basically you said that like a psychic vision is you seeing the memories of your future self, right? So would that be considered, or in some cases, could people get that misconstrued or confused with their higher self?
Mm.
Um, I mean, I can see it happening, but um, because it's kind of like, I don't know, like for me, the way I view it is like your higher self is kind of always there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, right? Like you know what I'm saying? Like your, I know too, some people will categorize the higher self as like when you reach to a certain level of being, right? You escape time and space, and then your spirit elevates to a certain level. And like, I don't know if I see it that way. I definitely view it almost like this is a very natural part of yourself. So one of the things, so if y'all go back to the proverbial experience, we did a whole series that to break down the proverbial to break down the proverbial experience.
You got it.
Um, and so like I did prayer, right? And I talked about in that live, I talked about the way your intuition is set up, right? It's kind of like these strings and ties that are interconnected to you and your ancestors, as well as your past selves, right? So you like you're like a lot of your ancestors are past iterations of yourself. They're echoes, right? These are echoes of your soul that all come together again, outside of time and formulate together. They're almost like they're thin layers of the soul that all come together and lay on top of each other into something um, more tangible, um, right? And so they radiate together. And it's very much so like in that same space of like all of these things are happening at the same time and all these things are happening together. And so it's like that is the connection that your intuition has, is like I am not just getting a message, or I'm not just like my intuition isn't just going off. It is a learned experience, like a culmination of all of the things that have come before me that I have seen and learned and known prior to, right? Like even in my first life, I still retain the info and understanding and knowledge of all the things like ignited in the spiritual that then began and manifested in the physical, including this body. I began in the spiritual, manifested into the physical. My birth is a manifestation of my own existence and an ignition into like consciousness, right? So that's
Mm-hmm.
my birth. And all of the things that I am experiencing now have already occurred in the spiritual. And I have that knowledge with me and I carry it into the first life. And I keep moving and keep going, right? And everything happens in this circular pattern. And so like that builds my intuition. That is what my higher self is, right? That is like part of um my spirit and my crown chakra, um my power, where I draw down the power to actually move things and make things happen. All of those things coming together and manifesting at the same time in multiple places at the same, you know what I'm saying, at different points, kind of like, if that's making sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so like when I get so it's like again, like I said, so when you have all these different things resonating and moving like ripples, right? The visions that I see, right? And if you ever watch Steven Universe, they did a drawing of this, right? The way that Garnet sees all these different rivers and pathways, and
Mm-hmm.
she can determine which one is the most likely and what is most accurate.
Mm-hmm.
It's very much so the same, right? I'm seeing and
Mm-hmm.
receiving all of these different ripples, and they formulate into what is most likely, and that is the vision that I get. That is what I'm seeing, and what is coming in front of my eye, and I can then use that information to
Mm-hmm.
my will, if I remember, because because a lot of times,
No, that makes a lot. That makes so much sense. So when I say so much sense, so much sense. Especially because like I'm a seer, so I have a lot of dreams, and I've had a lot of dreams about my past lives, and just thinking about something that just me and Ranjay had talked about. That makes so much sense.
and I'm also too like,
Ooh.
Ryan, for me, I'm just like, it makes sense when we think about like is this idea that like when we approach the idea of like, is the spiritual realm a watery place that overflows into our oceans, into like our physical manifestations? It's like, is there a general energy of like a general effect of like flow and movement, right? Much like our water, much like our air, much like our, you know what I'm saying? Like that is consistent in how these things move and navigate. With some sparks in between, you know, and some
Child, this
sedimentary
is
things.
there we go. Okay. I'm gonna stop playing with this thing before it cut off on me. Something crazy happened. What else I wanted to talk about?
I needed
Oh,
to
Devin
be
and
here.
Glock, thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. This has been so good.
Yeah, I needed to be here tonight. I was supposed to call somebody, but I hopped on your live. And I'm glad I did.
And Vaughn, I've been talking about like, because Nagar brought this up and was like, the real functions of old school conjure, of like really working with Simbi, building mounds, working in nature, and I'm like, that's what I'm trying to get into. That's what I'm trying to culminate. And so like us like meeting in person and like really getting into the like to the weeds of it, you know, that is it.
Because I told you, I posted on Facebook to my Georgia peeps. If I get a gathering together, are y'all pulling up? Like 25 people liked it. And I asked some commented. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like, me and my ex used to go to a place called Bartram's Forest.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I'm from the country, so but even up there in the city, y'all got a whole bunch of areas. So it's endless places that we can put this thing together. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Start really cultivating community and ritual.
Yes.
And, okay, like bringing this. I want to bring. I am so interested in bringing the spirit of intimacy to life. You know what I'm saying? Putting in that work. I need to buy the book so I can read it again. Cause I don't know, things don't stick. Like Devin just be. I'd be like, damn, you soaked all that up. Child, I gotta read it, take notes, do a book study, go back and talk to people about it. That's what I was thinking about in my group. Oh, excuse me. I was thinking in my group doing a book study of the spirit of intimacy and other books, but I wanted to start with the spirit of intimacy because I'm trying to rebuild community. You know what I'm saying?
What's your
And
year?
through spirit, and that's the main thing of that book to me.
What's your year? What kind of person are you?
Who?
You?
I don't know. What you mean?
I was like, wait. So I don't know if you remember in the beginning of the book, she breaks down what kind of person you are based on what year you were born. So
Oh yeah.
my year ends in a 4. I'm a mineral person. So it is by their cosmology, and like it's kind of like their form of like their astrology systems. But like for me, I was born at my birth year ends in a 4. So I'm considered a mineral person, and it is my job to keep hold of sacred information and rituals.
And you do that so well. Look at you walking in your purpose. Okay, so since mine ended at 5, I want to say mine was fire. I want to say. I'm not sure though.
I'm about to say
See,
maybe
and that's why I got to read it again because this
you
shit
might
didn't
be
stick.
you might be an
You know
earth
what? I'm about
person.
to order it right now because mine ended in a 6.
Okay, no, for real. I may
I
need
wish
to
I was
pull
at I wish I was at home because I have the book, and I'm like, but because I'm like the only, and I can't look it up, but she breaks it down like what kind of like based on your year, what kind of person you are. I want to say you say you're a 5. You might be a water person or an earth person.
I told you I can't remember. Did
It's been a minute.
Yeah, look, I read it that one time and I know don't nothing stick. That's why I need to read it again.
Let me think. So Latanya is what? I'm trying to think. How old is Latanya? I want to say she might be, because I know she's a water person. Let me think. Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, so this is what I do know. Let me see if I can remember all of them. So I already explained the mineral person. That's me. There's also a fire person who is born to be who is born to divine. They have all of the skill sets for divining, and that's what they do really well. Also, too, I have to say, like, it's not like a strict, like, oh, this is the kind of person you are. This is what you do. Your goal is to acknowledge who you are and what you do, and then encompass all the other elements. Giving avatar. Like you want to embody all of those. You want to, you know what I'm saying? So fire is like the readers, the diviners. I want to say the earth people are the witches. That's who does the healing, who does the cleansing, the cleaning, the cleansing, and all of those things. The water people, if I'm correct, I think the water people, they, mm, I want to say that they are the people who like embrace folks. Like they usually are the type of person who takes care of people. Um, and they're like too. There is a recording of them at some place. I think it was a school maybe where Maladomo and Sabon Fum are both there answering questions. He breaks down the different types of people. No, he's at a church. He's at a black church talking about this. I remember now. And he's like breaking it down for people. So I want to say, if I remember correctly, the water people are the people who like do the nurturing and the caring. And there's something else I'm forgetting that's important. So it's fire people, water people, the mineral people, the earth people, and is that it? That might be it, right? 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8, right? There might be one more because I think it also ends in 9. I think that because there's like 9. Oh wait, yeah, no, yep, there's one more because it's 5. Because the way it works is that there's
Was
like
it
a
air?
crossover. Hmm?
Was it air?
It's not air. Um,
Bush or metal or
it might be like
am I
4.
sideways?
You're
Yeah.
sideways.
Am I sideways?
I think that's one that doubles where it's like where he like there's earth people and then forest people or something like that. Because I know there's 5 because the way the numbers work is that it goes from 0 to 9. So it's like you'll have 0 and 9, then 1 and 8, and then you know what I'm saying. It works like that where they double up. So it's what. So I can't remember. Well, I can't do it right now, but it's
Let's
basically. Hmm?
y'all. I'm sorry. Let's. Would y'all
Oh.
like? Would you guys join me and we do a little book? We
Mm-hmm.
read the book together
Mm-hmm.
on a
Mm-hmm.
soul session. Yeah, let's do that in the month of June. Let's start that
Mm-hmm.
in June, but
I'm
not the
down.
first weekend. Y'all down?
Yeah.
They
Mm-hmm.
give me time to get back to Georgia and get situated. I ain't gonna lie. So we'll probably have to start at like the second or third weekend of June, or
That's
Mm-hmm.
maybe
fine.
or with the weekday work. Like what days would be best to do that? Anyway, we'll talk about it offline, offline because this is just so beautiful. I just love this. Y'all just don't know how much joy this brings me to bring people together and we just all talking and community. I love it. I
No,
love it.
so one of the biggest things for me was community and having a safe community where people can ask questions and they don't
Mm-hmm.
feel intimidated or they don't feel
Bullied.
discouraged with asking questions and it being a dumb question or them feeling like, oh, well, this person is more knowledgeable than me or something I should know and yada, yada, yada. But that's also why I call my community cousins because
Period.
we
Same.
cousins, and your big cousin, your little cousin, we gonna look out for you either way.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Okay. And I just feel I don't know. I just feel auntie status now because I be like, golly, bro. It be so many young people coming my way. I just feel like, damn. So typically, I would be shuffling these cards because it is spirit chat. Also, you know what I'm saying. So, would you guys like to partake in a group shuffling? Or Devin, do you even have your cards with you?
You have to go get them though.
Yeah, you don't never leave. You never leave home without the cards, right?
Hold on. Actually, I got two of them in my pocket right now. I gotta put the rest of them together.
Period.
So let me. I'm gonna put these with them when I get a chance. So.
Okay. Go ask you down.
Oh yeah, I got my cards right here.
See?
Listen, I did my live. I hopped off. I made me a little case of quesadilla. And now I'm back at the desk with the cards. Yes, baby. With my grandma candies.
Okay, gang. Oh, I love me a good strawberry filling.
We got a whole bag of them, girl.
Gotta keep them. See?
Gotta keep the tradition alive, you know?
Yeah, I pray they don't ever get rid of them strawberry candies. Strawberry, peppermint, and cinnamon disc. Them my three. Oh, and Werther's Originals. You could really get me with any candy. Okay,
butterscotch.
When I'm an ancestor, you really can get me with any candy, just about.
Yep.
Butterscotch will get me every time.
The swirly I can't remember what they're called right now, but the swirly
Lifesavers.
Yeah. The fact that they discontinued it.
Strawberry cream.
The fact that they discontinued those aggravates my soul every day.
Bro, they didn't discontinue them. They just cut back because people be popping up with bags of them in other cities and states.
Okay.
They just don't like
look through Dollar Tree.
Okay.
Because that's where I get my
strawberry.
Yeah, all lady candies. Okay, well, because you know what I'm saying, you two are guests to the show. Who would like to go first?
Not it.
Not it.
Hold on, let me.
Oh my God! No, you fine. Everybody get themselves together. Look at me over here. I'm gonna make sure I come back and when I edit this, I'm gonna specifically post the shuffling of the cards for real to get whatever messages we come out with. So this will be posted. This portion definitely.
It's special because I really don't be reading my playing cards because I'm like. So the first card I got was the Four of Clubs. So yeah, that's going to talk about your work being foundational, your spiritual work, right? So I would even again make that akin to your spiritual hygiene, making sure that you're keeping yourself clean, keeping yourself leveled. If you need to wrap your head up, do that, right? Also, here's the thing. Let's talk about when you're getting into your spiritual work, right? Especially since we're on the number 4, because we're going to see the resonance there. Think about all of your limbs being integral parts of your body, right? So make sure you're getting keeping your hands clean, right? Think about putting together spiritual washes for your hands, right? We don't really see those anymore. We don't really see those being active as much, right? Those are important things to be implementing in your work. A lot of times y'all are putting your hands on work or you're taking your hands off of work and you're not cleansing them in between, right? Like white folks were able to revolutionize their society by learning that you need to wash your hands, especially if you're going to be digging in somebody's body, right? It takes time. We all take our time getting to common sense, but right, you gotta Make sure that you're keeping yourself clean in between, right? The work that you do, right? Cleaning and cleansing beforehand and then afterwards, right? And so making sure that you keep your hands clean, cleaning off your feet, getting rid of all of that energy, relinquishing all of that tension that might be there, right? That's manifesting because you have all this built up um, energy and connection that you need to release. Right, a lot of y'all are empaths that are taking in all this information through your hands and feet, and you're not releasing it. You're just holding on to it. You'll see that your body starts to relax, your nervous system starts to feel a bit freer when you're cleaning off. Same thing for your head. You hear about your head all the time, but make sure you're being mindful about your hands and your feet. Um, Six of Hearts, right? So this is typically about unraveling trauma, right? When we see a six come up, at least for how I've been taught to read, this is a lot about our resolving of things that have come up for us in the past, right? Um, the things that are passed down to us. Being able to break down that stuff and address it head on and really look at it for what it is and resolve it, right? And so looking at some of the things, some of the mundane and just like regular things that come up with our families, right? So for a lot of y'all, Mother's Day today, especially being on a Sunday, is going to bring up a lot of things for you. Release all that, work through all of that, put it on the table so you can examine it and pull it apart properly and get to the heart of it. And now, again, it's fine to have your emotions, but what is the action there? What are you going to actually do to heal yourself? What kind of work and requirements are you going to put on these other people in order for them to maintain their relationship with you? Or are you going to cut things off entirely? Right? Being active is how you get to the next step. You can't just feel and know where you are. You have to then get to a point of being able to take the necessary action to propel you forward. Seven of Hearts, right? Doing that work gets you to the next step, gets you to that point where you can really start feeling the abundance of those things, right? Your luck coming up, your um, reaping what you sowed, right? So you do these things, right, on the back end, right? You are getting yourself in a place. Again, that's where it is, right? You get this inflammatory experience from these interactions, and you do the necessary work to like get yourself together, right? You clean and you cleanse head to toe, hands, right? Feet. Get yourself centered, get yourself ready, get yourself into the proper space. Then you can actually dissect these things for what they are, see them from what they are, and not from a reactionary, not from an emotional viewpoint. You can actually address them head on and take action about them. And when you do so, then you get to start seeing yourself reap all the benefits of all the things that you've worked for, that you put into practice, right? And everything kind of comes full circle and better elevates you. And this is just something to like be mindful of during the week. So these are just small steps. You don't have to move mountains, but definitely taking some real action and being able, even if it's just about you being vocal about your boundaries and what you want, those things are helpful.
Okay, that was so beautiful. Thank you so much, Devin.
Mm-hmm.
Block, you ready, boo? Or you want a little bit more time? Okay. Well, let me jump in. So what I got here, I'm probably gonna be repeating a lot of things that Devin said too, because Spirit is heavy on the. As Devin was talking, the Lily card popped out. This King of Spade, and I'm using Grandma Baby Lenormand deck that I created using their guidebook. Okay, so with this card of expansion, this is moving beyond. This is healing. Okay, this is getting around these entities seeking to destroy you. See, here we have the Six of Spade, and I make sure I write on these so I can know when they come in reverse. So the Six of Spade, which is the card of revolution, being here in reverse, it's a block. Your spirits are unable to help you mainly because you're not asking them niggas for help. You know what I'm saying? It is your birthright to be protected. I have a card of protection out here, okay, from the gods of Egypt. Mayhem. I have devastation coming out here in reverse. So it's like, um I'm feeling like you're fighting the inevitable. Like, you know that you're at a, because the crossroad card is out here too. So you know that you're at a point in your life where it's time for some decision making. But I seen the crossroad in reverse. So again, these are blockages. You're scared. Okay, here we have the queen. We got two queens. So get into that divine femme energy. But the queen of wands is the snake card. This utilizing the spirit of discernment. You know what I'm saying? Like knowing when, no, you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold. That's what's playing in my head. Like Spirit is saying, know when to fight and when to lay your swords down, lay your burdens at the altar. Sometimes it does not take all of the hullabaloo of arguing and fussing and cussing. Right now, I think Spirit is saying lean into that divine, again, that divine femme energy is, it's definitely duality, because within divine femme there is war. But we on this day are focused on that mothering, that nurturing. Okay, the here we got the water energy. You see in these cards with Geb prosperity, there's a lot of blue in that card. I don't know if y'all can see it. And then right here with the protection, he's on a boat floating in water. And remember, I told you I pulled the ship card, was one of the first cards I pulled when I was talking to Spirit earlier about this live. And it's a transition. Is you're ready to move forward. But I have two cards out here talking about protection. You know what I'm saying? The six of spades is speaking of spiritual protection. Doing a lot of what Devin said earlier, that like that black candle where you just yell all of that negativity and all of the wrong, you know what I'm saying, the things going wrong in your life that you're trying to let go of and release. um Got the mirror card out here, self-reflection, getting in the mirror, speaking over yourself. Nine of diamonds out here. Nine of diamonds is the broom card, releasing, sweeping out the old. A lot of y'all have a lot of y'all want to move on to the next thing. Again, you got that microwave mentality, but Spirit is saying stop, slow down, get in the mirror. Okay, you're missing out on your prosperity because you're missing out on all of this work that you got to do. Okay, you're trying to fast forward to the future, your future self. You know what I'm saying, with that mirror, but that ain't what's gonna happen. It's not you. You can't win when you're not right within. So getting back to this card right here, this a mutt devastation. Um, it's just you. It's inevitable. Listen, baby, the things, they're gonna come to an end. Okay, these cycles, you gotta work through them. This shit gonna be devastating. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all are putting off this work because it's hard and it hurts. I get it. And when I say I get it, I'm telling you, this is why it has taken me 7 fucking years to work through my shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still working on it, but I done got what I feel is the bulk of the underlying issues worked through. And it took me time. I had to shed. That's what that snake card is talking about. It's talking about letting go of the things. 3 cards of affirmation that I pulled here. The first one is I am bold. I don't know. Can y'all see that? Yes, I am bold. I give myself grace and I'm living in every moment. Those are our 3 affirmations. I couldn't get them up. I am bold. I give myself grace and I'm living in every moment. There's not a goddamn thing you can do about the past but heal and learn lessons and then move forward. Okay? Move forward by giving yourself grace, by understanding and giving your lineage grace as well. Because people were hurt by people who were hurt by people who were hurt by people who were hurt by people. You get what I'm saying? There's a whole system set up to keep us down. Okay? And living in every moment. We're talking about being present. Okay? There's nothing There's nothing that you and your ancestors and the cosmos and the universe and God cannot fix. Okay. So there's no anxiety comes when you are worried about the future. But if you gonna worry about it, then don't pray about it. But if once you pray about it, then you must let go and let God, the universe, your ancestors, so on and so forth. Okay, that's all I got.
Interestingly enough, I had spoke about what you just spoke about in my live today about the energetic reading of the week. And if you would let me, I want to read my soul truth cards for this week and what they were, and they'll be posted tomorrow. So the first one, it says, on whom am I placing the blame right now? It says, a person who blames others has not begun their lesson. A person who blames themselves has begun their lesson. And a person who blames no one has finished their lesson. Take responsibility on whom you are placing the blame right now. Today, free yourself by releasing all victimhood, blame, and resistance. They don't belong where you are going. Only love and courage live there. Make a choice to do it. Even if you don't feel ready, listen to your heart, you will be led. And the other one says, what can I burn? Burn it all. The ugly lies, the pain, the shame, the criticism, the images that run through your head, the reminders of what you did wrong, and the proof that you are not enough. Burn, baby, burn. Your soul is calling. It's time for a rebirth. You are like the phoenix rising from the ashes, no longer attached to the past. You are free. Your wings are ready. Use them. Make the choice that you will no longer let the past define you. Pick up your pen. What will your next chapter look like? So those weren't even the cards that I pulled for this. Those was the cards I had pulled for my life. We love alignment. But the cards that I pulled for this kind of piggybacked off of what the both of you said. I have Hunter, track down your fears and desires. You have Broken Arrow, embrace the energy of peace. Shapeshifter, transform and unveil your gifts. Lady, enjoy your growth and reap rewards. And Medicine Guide, be open to healing information. Now, we all talk about how healing isn't linear. We all talk about how healing isn't, there's no such thing as being healed. Healing is a constant journey. You're not healed. You just learn how to maneuver differently within the space that you're in, right? And I feel like that's where the shapeshifter comes in. You at some point in time in your journey, you were broken, and you have to acknowledge the things that happened in the past and how you react to the things that are happening in your present, right? And with that, learning how to react differently, because how you feel is valid. Your pain is real, your hurt is real, but what's important is how you're moving about it. You say that you want better, then move better. You say that you want more, then get more. But you can't continuously be in the space of continuously doing the same thing and reacting the same way, and wanting to get a different outcome. We all know the definition of insanity, right? I also pulled tarot cards, and you have the star card, which is the star of wish fulfillment, right? It's like we have major arcanas and minor arcanas. I mean, major arcanas in tarot, and it's like the big joker, right? So in the big joker sense, you want your wish fulfillment. What is it that you desire outside of your pain, outside of your trauma? What is it that you want? And if what you want is attached to your trauma, that's not what you want. That's just appeasing a wound in you. That's filling a void. What is it that you want outside of your trauma? What is it that you desire outside of that trauma, right? The next card you have is the Hangman Reverse. And the Hangman Reverse, for me, I feel like you're not focused. You're focused on the pain. You're focused on the wound. You're focused on the hurt. And that's okay. But once you start to bandage that up, once you start to heal, you can't focus on that broken bone no more. You can't continuously blame something on that broken bone, especially when it's healed. Right? You got to keep going. Now, you might have some aches and pains because we all getting older. We all know how that goes. But You take yourself a little Advil and you keep it moving. You know what I mean? And that Advil is that prayer. That Advil is you calling on your spirits. That Advil is you addressing that pain. You moving different, right? You have the wheel of fortune, and the wheel of fortune is your opportunities, right? You have a lot of opportunities that have been presented to you, and you may have missed out on those opportunities because of these traumas, because of what you're feeling, because of how you're reacting, right? Because we need to be in a space now where we're conscious of how we're moving forward, and how we're attending to these wounds when we're triggered. Because when you're triggered and you start reacting, you start losing out on things. You start missing opportunities. So you also have to be mindful of that when you're going through this healing journey. And if you're not ready and you're not in that space, being cognizant of where you are and how you're moving. And that's why having those people around you, having that family, that community around you is important, because they're gonna tell you when you can we curse? Can I curse? They're gonna tell you when you fucking up. Okay? They're gonna tell you, hey man, this ain't it. This is not it. But they're going to make you slow down. They're going to make you yield. They're going to make you rethink things. They're going to help you grow. And that's why it's important to have those people around you, and heal that Spirit, give me the words. Give me the words. I don't feel like that's the word, but for lack of better terms, heal that mother wound, because your mother is supposed to help instill that confidence in you, those decision makings within you, right? Or the confidence to make those decisions, the confidence within yourself to be who you are, to shine, that inner being, right? And I feel like you do, and I feel like you will, and I feel like you are. It's just you gotta turn up the heat a little bit, baby. You do. You gotta turn up the heat. You've been in this wounded space, and that's not who you are. It's not. It's never been who you are. It was never who you were supposed to be. And for those of you who may not get this, because I feel like for some of you, you might feel like you need it, on the behalf of the people that have hurt you, that may not take accountability, I am deeply, truly sorry. I am so sorry that they hurt you. I am so sorry that they placed you in a position to where you have to heal, and that is not your fault. How they act and how they've treated you was not your fault, and you did not deserve that. And I pray that you're able to learn how to maneuver better, to receive better, to receive more. That's it. That's all I get.
Ashe. This, amen. Motherfucking man, Glock, come on.
You know, my daddy a
Need
minister,
that
girl.
apology, because Lord knows I ain't gonna hear it ever from me, folks.
And that's something that's real big. Some people need that, like I'm sorry. I'm sorry I hurt you. And some you will never get it, unfortunately. There's some people who will take that to the grave with them, like, I didn't do nothing wrong. I did the best that I could, and I gave you what I got, and you just make it enough. And
you said all of that at 2:22.
And I'm like, and you really want to, and like, I'm like, that's the whole thing. Like, a lot of like, that is a hang up for a lot of people, and you want to flip that, because them being steadfast and not apologizing and not acknowledging, and is the same energy as you being steadfast and not moving forward and letting it go. And you don't want to be that old person that you run into all the time, who always want to bring up how my mother never really hugged me the way I wanted. My daddy never was around when he was supposed to. He didn't really claim me. Like, it don't matter. We're talking about a slice of bread. Well, you know, my mama, like,
now why is she in it?
she been dead 35 years, but I'm just saying, you know, my mama really, you know, you could have took that bread and made me a sandwich, right? And that could have even been a way for her to say that but she just didn't want to say that she loved. I'm like, sorry.
But Grace has like I said, that's why I liked Losha's live that she did a couple of nights ago, or maybe a week ago. I don't know, but I put it in that post that I put on Facebook, and she got into it about how she felt like her mom didn't really love her, and then come to find out her dad, now her mom is gone, but her dad told her, she may have been like around 50, that her mom struggled with going back to work after she had her. Her mom did not want to leave her. And she started crying on the live because her mom was dead and gone before she found that out. That they are like, okay, dang, my mom really did love me. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of the times, our mothers were not supported. The community, they lost that community support, and so they did not have um, the proper tools to rear us up in an emotionally stable manner. I got last three cards, right? Which was really funny because Sekhmet popped up. Okay. And Sekhmet is the goddess that I've been talking about. She's the goddess of the wounded healers. The theme of this card is healing. And this is the ladies, legendary ladies. This ain't even my African goddess deck. This is the legendary ladies, and she still popped up. So it says, Lioness, goddess of destruction and healing. Sekhmet shows you the power of breaking things down in order to rebuild them better. It's time to do just that. She'll send you messages in your dreams about what will help you transform during your next evolution. Okay? The red dot above Sekhmet's head is the sun. She is the eye of Ra. Ra being the sun god, right? So being she's all about enlightenment, okay? All about growth and fiery passion. um I don't like to show my altar, but right now I got my red candle going. I got my offering and all of that to the goddess to help me further my journey in healing, to send me the tools, to send me the people. Look at these two. To, you know what I'm saying? Been in my life, and now we locked in. You know what I'm saying? This is the work, doing the work. When Glock, as you was talking, I was like, I forgot what you said, but I put in the comments, doing the work. What was you saying? I can't remember. It might come back. But either way, like, a lot of us be trying to dodge again, dodging the work. Okay. Crystals came out from the A is for alchemy deck. And you know, alchemy is that work, the magic. But then at the bottom of said deck is the alchemy deck. So the magic that you may need to be working with in this season is crystals. You don't have to limit yourself to crystals, but Spirit is just saying, hey, it behooves you to go pick up a few. Okay, especially crystals that are geared towards your healing. When trying to work with the ancestors, petrified wood is a really good one. I do not have it up here. No, I don't. Um, Tiger's Eye to call to when working with the goddess Sekhmet. Tiger's Eye brings that boldness, that the courage to see it through. You know what I'm saying? There was a reason why Rocky was running to the eye of the tiger. I got the eye tiger. Okay, you need that energy. You need that lioness energy. So yeah, find you some crystals. I cannot name all of them, but a simple Google search of what crystal is good for this will take you a long way. Okay, and then the last card is Mbakomu, and this is the goddess of soul forgiveness. Because remember, we talked about that grace and mercy. Now, notice this Black woman with her two children. Okay, so it says, why do you need to forgive? Let it go and reclaim yourself. Forgiveness is a gift of freedom for you from you. You can't rush forgiveness. You have to feel it to heal it. Feel the pain, hurt, grief, rage, and despair. Take time with your heart. Forgiveness is a higher vibration frequency than the pain you must allow yourself to feel. Unforgiveness colors your world with lack, mistrust, and resentment. You start to see everything through victim colored glasses. But forgiveness does not have to include reconciliation. Let me say that again. Forgiveness does not include reconciliation, meaning that you can forget them niggas and love them from afar. It means that you do not have to put them back into your life. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to go to that family reunion. you ain't gotta go to none of it. You know what I'm saying? Just be like, all right, y'all, I see y'all when I see you. Start with self-forgiveness. Say out loud, I forgive myself with love. The goddess declaration for this card is I forgive and free myself. I forgive and free others. Get in the mirror. I forgive and free myself. I forgive and free others. Okay? All right. That was it for my cards. I'm gonna sleep so good tonight. Woo, Lord. I thank you, Spirit. I thank you guys, Devin and Glock, for coming and joining us. Do y'all have any final words for the people? I would definitely like y'all to say everything that you do, where they can follow you, if they would like to work with you, so on and so forth. Go for it.
Last words. I think that card was really good because it summed it up. That with all of this forgiveness, with all this perspective, um, none of that negates, again, accountability and responsibility. Very much so hold these people accountable for what they did do, it for what they did do and didn't do. But don't let that stop you from progress. Um, my handle on Instagram is DEVINEX12. It's kind of long, but yes, DEVIN EX12. You can follow me there and hit me up. All my prices are there, and you can also DM me about any kind of work that you might want to do outside of that, and we'll put something together. Um, I pretty much do everything, um, divination, all kinds of spiritual work, especially like cleansing and cleaning folks up, that type of thing. So, and I have products as well. So, and I'm based here in Atlanta.
Then we're gonna have to talk. I just followed you on Instagram, but we don't have to talk because you said something, and I feel like I was supposed to be on this live for a reason. We're gonna talk. Anywho, I also agree. I feel like that last card was beautiful. It was so beautiful, and thank you for inviting me to be on here. Um, mm. When people say that forgiveness is not about them, it's about you, it is. You don't need to forgive that person because people are telling you to. When you forgive somebody, you need to formulate where your boundaries are and where you will never allow anyone to cross that, specifically that person, ever again. Right? So if that means never talking to them again, you don't need to talk to that person. If that means that you need to love them from a distance, or you may have to come around every once in a while, that's absolutely okay. That is absolutely okay. Forgiveness is you and what you need to do to make yourself feel better and more at peace. That's why they say forgiveness is for you. Now, you might not be able to forgive people, okay? And that's okay too. Sometimes people do things that are unforgivable. That's your line in the sand, that's your line in the sand. But allow that to be the line, okay? Um, Everywhere, my Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, House of Glock, HAUSOFGLOCK. Again, it's HAUSOFGLOCK. There's a Facebook. I don't know how to work Facebook. TT old, but TT young. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm old, but I might be too young for Facebook. I don't know how to do the whole business Facebook thing. I'm trying. It's not working that well. But if you would like to book a reading, I'll also have a Patreon. Everything. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter. Twitter is my main source of everything. I'm trying to be a lot better with everything else, but for a lot of the sales and the earlies and the announcements and stuff, Twitter is my go-to. But yeah, make sure you guys follow me. Thank you.
Yes, I love y'all. I thank y'all so much for tapping in. Thank you guys for pulling up. Listen, I'm building beautiful things over here, honey. Come be part of the tribe. I love this. y'all, my heart is just so full. I'm fighting the tears. This was so beautiful. Thank you guys again for joining me. Catch me every Sunday. Now, I'm not going to hold you these next 2 Sundays, this last Sunday in May and the first Sunday in June. And maybe for these next 2 weeks, y'all might not see me because I'm moving. And this is a big transition. And you know what I'm saying? Trying to be present on the internet and do all these things at the same time are very hard. So I feel like this was a really great way to wrap up the season for me. You know what I'm saying? With the soul sessions. So yeah. But y'all stay tuned. Great things are brewing. What's up, baby?
Sorry, you mentioned getting into crystals. I also wanted to say that another good way is to also like to go with that. If you have the time and space, get on top of a mountain somewhere. Go up north, get into the mountains, and like ironically, getting on a higher elevation will be really good for helping you get grounded.
That makes sense though. That makes sense. Because you're still touching ground. You're still technically connected, but you're at a higher. Let's go to Stone Mountain. We're going to Stone Mountain.
Hello, that's exactly what I thought about. That's and remember what I told you about that dream that I had, where I walked up that mountain, I got carried down.
Okay.
That's my birthday a couple of years ago. We went up to Dahlonega into the mountains. We got some crystals. We just went on a nature walk, and it was exactly like that because Spirit at the last minute was like, "You need to go to the mountains and you need to be up there." And I was like, "Sure, why not?"
Y'all seen those glamping tents?
Yeah. I've been wanting to go so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, say less. My birthday is in August, and I'm back in Georgia, y'all. Like,
period.
Give me 3 weeks to get reacclimated, and she in the streets.
Period.
I'm outside for real. Like, I'm not playing. Jock said road trip. They're right. Come on, Jock in the 706. Pick up Faith, and you two come on to Atlanta or Middle Georgia, whichever one. Whichever one we at. Doggone it.
Come on down. We'll be at the house.
Say what, Devin?
Come on down. We'll be at the house. Y'all come through.
Yeah. Bring some cups and some plates with you.
Period. Okay, Jock said, look, Faith said, say that my bags is packed. I know that's right, baby.
I know that's right.
And I love that because the people, they ready. I've been talking about doing some kind of retreat for like 3 years now. Cause I seen it. And then who spoke about it? Proverbial Jamal.
Mm-hmm.
Remember Jamal said something. Yeah, I'm ready. Like, I got enough. I know enough. You know enough. She know enough. They know. Everybody know enough that we could come together and make the thing right. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all stay tuned. I'm telling y'all. Look, Jock talking about hurry up. Wait a minute. You can't rush greatness now. You can't. This is gonna be some epic shit.
And he's not rushing. It's just a reminder. No. You know what I mean?
No, for real.
Just a little fire.
Yeah, and really, I needed that. I don't know. Something clicked over these last 3. I think it was. I think when the leak in this building happened, aka my basement flooded, and Spirit revealed that it was my time to move on from this city. I was like, God damn it! I really wanted to, you know what I'm saying, like spend another year and get some footing in this city, but Spirit's like, nah, your time up. You did what you said you was coming up here to do. Now I need you to go back. So I see now, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm ready to go back to bring all this healed goodness back to my home soil. So yeah, I'm excited. I can't say that enough, y'all. I'm really excited. So anyway, all right, I'm gonna end this live. I love y'all. Thank you guys for pulling up. As I said, it will not be the last Sunday of May or the first Sunday in June. We will reconvene the second Sunday in June. I don't know the exact date, but with all things, I tell y'all niggas, just follow me. Turn them notifications on for when I get live, and let's have a good time. Let's build with that which we are seeking. Okay. Okay. The Field of Dreams said, if you build it, they will come. Here we are building. No.
Talk about it.
Oh.
Talk about it.
Okay. All right, beautiful people. Y'all have an awesome night. If you need us, want to work with any of us, you already know. Hit us up on the DMs. All right. Be blessed, you guys.
Adios.